please. Okay, that's ready and this is ready. Okay.
Okay, I'd like to call the Plan Commission meeting to order on Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021 at 5:33. Janelle, could you please take roll call?
Bertle,
Here.
Baker,
Here.
Shumway,
Here.
Gretzmacher,
Here.
Schmitz.
Here.
I believe Ned Bell is coming, but he's not here yet. And Lauren Bremer Ward has been excused.
Okay, comments, correspondence, and concerns from the public. Is there anybody joining us this evening that would like to address the Plan Commission on a non-agenda issue?
Just so you know, Nate is joining right now.
Okay,
There he is.
no comments?
I'm not seeing anything.
Janelle or Bo, did you have any correspondence?
There was one email in the packet and that was from Lars Johnson. In that email, Mr. Johnson states that he supports Lance and Bridget Crane's request for conditional use permit for the property that is commonly referred to as the Little Sister Resort or Fred and Fuzzy's property.
Okay, I'd like to make two comments. One is I would like to officially welcome Dave Schmitz to the Plan Commission. And hopefully you will enjoy this part of crazy.
Thank you.
The second thing that I would like to state is that at last month's Plan Commission, there were some personal attacks on myself and the Plan Commission. And I found that unacceptable, and they won't be tolerated in the future. If personal attacks are lodged during an agenda item, you will be denied the opportunity to continue to speak on that agenda item. And also, just for clarification, it was mentioned that I was on the Plan Commission at the time that the wild tomato was approved. I questioned that. I said that I was not. So for verification, I was not. President Lino was the chair of the Plan Commission, and the rest of the Plan Commission was Pat Duffy, Don Howard, Scott Baker, Marge Gretzmacher, Nate Bell, and Hugh Mulligan. That's all I had to say on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda as published?
I so move.
Motion by Gretzmacher, second by Shumway. All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approval of the minutes as published. We have three different sets. Is there a motion to approve January 26, 2021 as presented?
I'll make that motion, Denise.
Motion by Baker,
Second.
second by Gretzmacher. All in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Just trying to find the next set. Okay, is there a motion to approve February 15th, 2021 meeting minutes as presented?
So move.
Motion by Gretzmacher,
I'll second.
second by, I didn't hear who that was.
No, I think it was me.
Okay, by Baker. All in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. I'm still scrolling.
Page 33.
No, it should be past 33.
You got February 23rd.
Oh, okay. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from February 23rd, 2021 as presented?
So moved.
Motion by Baker, second by Berto. All those in favor respond with an aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Okay. Are we then on to agenda item number 1?
We are.
Okay. Public hearing on Doran Colser's request for a conditional use permit that will allow the construction of a second dwelling unit on the property located at 2211 Maple Drive, which has been assigned a parcel number of 1810008312811A1. Bo?
Yep, so this is a public hearing for a residential secondary dwelling unit. The secondary dwelling unit is a 900 square foot building with 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, laundry space, kitchen, and a living room. Does anyone have any questions about this? If not, we can begin the public hearing.
Okay, I will open up the public hearing at 5:39. Is there anybody joining us that would like to speak for or against this conditional use permit?
I'm not seeing anything.
Okay, then we will close the public hearing at 5:39. Is there any further discussion from Plan Commission?
Denise,
Other-
you had mentioned some conditions on this at the previous meeting.
Yes,
Has any of that changed?
I think we would have to put the condition on that the second dwelling unit would not be allowed for transient rentals.
I believe you mentioned that at the first meeting. Thank you.
Mhm. Any other questions? Then I will make a motion to approve the conditional use permit with the condition that they may not use this second dwelling unit for transient rentals. Motion by Berto,
Second.
second by Gretzmacher. All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, item number 2 is being tabled until next month. Janelle, what page is item 3 on?
60.
Denise, do you need a motion to table?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Denise,
Motion to table.
okay.
motion by
Oh,
Shumway,
67.
I'll second it.
second by Baker. All in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 3, discussion regarding Yenny Bexel's request for architectural review as she would like to make some exterior renovations to the building located at 10647 North Bay Shore Drive that houses Spot and Space. Bo?
Yes, page 68 is going to be the best description to follow along. The business owner is looking to do some minor remodeling to the front facade, which is on the downtown district. She will be removing a unused door and replacing it with the white existing siding. And then she will be taking the orange overhang that is above the windows currently and will be moving it between the 2 sets of windows. And with that, it will be following along the front of the building and she'll be adding 2 lights. She will replace the existing overhang with white siding. Because this is a downtown business, we because this is a business district, we do architectural review. So we're bringing it before Plan Commission. Does anyone have any questions on this?
Think it looks great.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
I
Motion by
second.
Berto, second by Gretzmacher. Any further discussion? All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Item number 4, discussion regarding a request from Scott McAvoy that the Plan Commission allow the construction of a patio and an outdoor bar at Culinaria, which is located at 2602 South Bay Shore Drive.
Yes.
Oh.
Give me 1 second. multitasking here. Okay, this is coming from the business owner who is looking to do a 12 by 14 patio. I do have to make that correction. It was described as 12 by 12 on the zoning permit, but through research and discussion, it is now 12 by 14. This will be located in the front lawn. It will be a bar that serves, I believe the description's in there, it will be serving beer, and they will be doing outdoor seating just like they did last year. If you guys remember, during COVID, we did exercise a lack of oversight for outdoor seating in order to give businesses the best opportunity to serve. But as this continues into this year, we are going to tighten the restrictions again. So we did make this go to Plan Commission as well. For the parking plan that needed to be reviewed, we did confirm that there's a total of 38 seats. And with the parking calculations that were done, plus the staff, so it was 10 for the patrons, 3 for the employees, which was a total of 13 spaces. The business owner will show, depict, and mark a total of 19 spaces in their parking lot.
Okay, I do have a couple questions. Is Scott with us?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
Great, thank you.
On the portion of the patio where on the plan it says table cooler, is that something that is permanently outside or that's brought in and out every day?
No, well, it'll be out there seasonally, so it is on wheels.
Okay,
So it's a standard NSF cooler with a stainless steel countertop.
okay,
Mhm. When I talked to the health department, they were okay with me using ice and coolers and tubs and that sort of thing, which I could do, but that's a lot of extra work to ice that down every day and clear it all out every day. So I thought that the cooler would be a better option.
okay.
Mhm.
And then on the left-hand side of the building, it says a freestanding hand sink. Is that something that it obviously is not currently there that you'll be installing?
Yes, again, the health department gave me the option of a temporary portable foot pump hand wash station. I don't think those look that nice, so I wanted to permanently attach a hand sink to that side of the building. And just opposite that wall, the opposite side of that wall on the interior actually is my deli, and that's where the hand sink is located for the deli. So that plumbing would be a matter of, about a foot and a half of plumbing to do that
Okay,
from the interior to the exterior.
sure.
Mhm.
Sure. So I was quite excited to see you're repurposing the Donna panels.
I was quite excited to accidentally find them. I couldn't believe it, but
How many
yeah,
years have you had them?
I just got them about 3 weeks ago while
Oh.
I was trying to figure out how we were going to design this bar. I came across those. So, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I love things like that have a history that then are repurposed.
Yeah.
Do you plan on, you don't plan on painting the building? You're going to keep it the same color?
Yes, I just painted the building less than a year and a half ago. So yeah, we're going to keep the same color. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the only things that I guess I would ask that would be required in approving this is that the parking spaces must be striped.
Okay.
And other than that, I don't have any other questions at all. It all looks great.
I do have one comment about that. My parking lot is not in very great shape. And it was on my plan next year to have that resurfaced. So would it be permissible to hold off until I have the resurfacing done to mark those spots?
That's up to Plan Commission. I think it's a minor ask
Okay,
to
I was gonna
stripe
say,
it.
we'll just put that into our motion, that it'll be done when you redo the parking lot next year.
Exactly. Yep.
Marge, I don't know, in 2022, we've required basically everyone else to go ahead and mark their parking.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think it's minor. It's some striping. I don't know that it would be a huge expense. I was aware that you planned on, redoing the whole lot, but I would like to see it done this year.
Okay. Would I not be permitted to open until that's done? Because I'd have to find someone to do that, which you never know how long that takes, but I'm certainly willing to do it. I'm just wondering
I
what the
think
timeline-
that maybe within our motion, let's see, March, April, May, we can give you a 60-day window
Okay.
from tonight. Would that be fair enough?
I would assume I can find somebody, yes.
Okay.
So by May, when?
60 days from today, 2 months from today, May 23rd.
Okay.
Something looking at this, and obviously I had a big change in view in the last couple of weeks, and this shouldn't shock you, Denise or Scott, from the last meeting. I think that the village is remiss in not requiring any sort of alternative parking. Now, that's not on you, Scott, but I want to bring it up now because, like I told you, you guys are probably going to get sick of hearing this, but we need to encourage alternate transportation. And one thing that we have our mindset on there is auto parking. And that's the only thing we're acknowledging for parking and for having people come there. And that's the only mode of transport we're accepting. I would encourage you to look at putting bike racks there to encourage people to cycle there. Obviously, that's not something we can require. That's just more of a comment on something I think that we need to address.
I actually think that's a great idea and would only encourage more people to come. So I will definitely look into that as well.
Fantastic.
And yeah. I mean, the bike path's right across the street from me. So that makes sense to me as a business person as well.
Yeah, I would hope in the future that we would lessen the parking requirements if you have alternative ways for people to transport themselves there, because ultimately the goal of parking is to permit people there in an orderly manner. We shouldn't really have a preference on how they're doing that.
Okay, yeah.
Excellent point. Thank you again, Nate.
Thanks.
Janelle,
Nate.
do you have the motion written?
Yep. That the Plan Commission approves of the addition of the patio and outdoor bar that are described in the documentation that was included in the packets for this meeting as presented, on the condition that the parking spaces in the parking lot at Culinaria must be striped by May 23rd, 2021. The patio and outdoor bar shall be constructed on the lawn in front of the building that houses Culinaria, and that building is located at 2602 South Bay Shore Drive.
May I ask two brief questions? Is there an expiration time at which I have to have construction completed?
2 years.
Okay. And I guess my final question, I don't think it's relevant since we seem to have enough parking, but was an email received from Winnie Jackson at the Baptist Church confirming that she lets us use the rear parking lot of the church for employee parking?
I have not received anything.
Okay. Okay, I can forward that. I think she sent it to Janelle, is what she told me. Is that possible?
I don't recall getting it at all.
Okay. Would you like me to forward that to you, or do we not need that?
I don't think you need it. You already meet the parking requirement.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for your time. Have a great night.
Good luck, Scott.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
I will make that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Bell. Any further discussion? All those in favor respond with an aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item number 5, discussion regarding the sign permit application that was submitted by Kelsey Ann Hayes of Creative Sign Company on behalf of Brita Nelson, who would like to erect awning signage at Brita Salon, which is located in Unit B of the building that has been assigned an address of 2613 South Bay Shore Drive.
Yes, so we did receive an application. It has two options on there. Option 1 showed a 78-inch awning out to the walkway, and the other was 142-inch. Both of them have the same description of details, with the sign and the logo being on the drop-down portion front. As it stands, the zoning code does not allow that. However, it has been allowed in a previous project. So we're bringing it to Plan Commission for discussion. I believe we need to discuss if this is going to be approved, updating the zoning code to address this.
And I think that it was fine that in 2017 or whenever that was for CHOP, that was approved and it was part of their overall signage calculation. I guess at that time, the code should have been updated. It wasn't. I have no problem with this, and we're working on our work sessions, the zoning code and different things, so it will be an easy change to make. So I will make a motion to approve either one, whichever one is chosen by Brita, as presented. Motion by Berto,
I'll second it, Denise.
second by Baker. Any
With,
other comments? All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Item number 6, discussion regarding the request from representatives of the Door County Highway Department that the Plan Commission conduct an architectural review as they would like to re-roof and re-side some of the sheds at their north shop, which is located at 10363 Highway 57.
Yes, so the county is looking to do reconstruction of 2 of the larger sheds, building 1 and building 2. These are non-approved materials, and they also needed to go to Plan Commission for that approval. They will be, building number 1 will have a white metal roof with tan siding to match building number 3, and building number 2 is just replacing the roof with white metal.
While we're talking about this, I'd like to bring up something else. There is another building on that property that many years ago, the Plan Commission said needed to be either torn down or re-sided, neither of which has ever occurred.
Is that the structure all the way to the left on?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
The furthest one back from the highway. Yes. Mhm.
There is a
And it's
picture of all the buildings on page.
Yep.
Yeah.
06.
106.
107.
6, yep.
The Plan Commission,
Would
told
that be
Highway
under
Department that-
building? Marge, can you give us some collective memory and tell us why it needed to be torn down?
well, it was brought to the Plan Commission when they were doing, I think, building one of the buildings. Now they're putting a new roof on. And at the time, we said to them, what are you going to do with that building? And I believe the decision was we're either going to tear it down, and that they were planning to tear it down. And then we said, well, if you don't, you have to at least re-side it, because it's just not a very attractive building. And nothing has ever occurred.
do you have any recollection, Marge, when that was? I don't remember that.
Well, you weren't chair. Dave
Okay.
was chair. Zeke was the administrator.
Okay,
Scott, help me here.
Marge, that was before me.
Oh, I
Oh,
can't believe
not
it was
when
you.
Zeke-
Nah, you've been around
Wasn't-
forever.
Marge, wasn't there talk about the salt contamination at that time as well?
I think it was all around that same time, Nate, that we were
I
talking
think
to
what it- I
them.
remember that, Marge, but I think what it was, that the state had said that they couldn't tear that shed down because of the salt contamination. And then you guys said, well, do whatever you have to do to address that issue.
Well, I know we told them they had to make it look better than it looks.
I think that we should hold off on doing any review or any authorizing anything until, one, we check the records and see what we asked for. And until that's done, because this happens to us, we say you need to do something, they don't do it, they do something else, and they still don't do the original item. So either we need to figure out, yeah, you really need to do this and you need to rectify that. Or say, okay, well, you don't have to do anything and not have it be a question.
I'm with you. I'm with you. That's one of the reasons I brought it up, because I remember I mentioned it to Zeke a couple of times and he said he'd talked to them and supposedly something was going to be done and nothing ever was.
Okay, so at least we have a time frame then that, that we can narrow it down to research, old, minutes and agendas. And so then would there be a motion to,
Wait a second, I'm not done. With COVID and everything, this is our North Highway shop. We're talking semantics right now about metal roofs and apparently some cosmetic issues with another building. This is imperative to keeping the health, safety, and welfare of our citizens going to make sure that they have stable roofing. I'm a little bit taken aback that we're going to table this because if it's on a timeline for the county, there are a million meetings ahead for them. Do we have to postpone this while we go through records based on some recollection as to how it looks? I'm just asking because I know how hard it is to work with Door County and how backed up they are right now because of COVID.
I would say if it was, any other business, I believe that, we would have the same interpretation and table
Denise,
it.
this isn't a business. This is a governmental entity in charge of our highways.
That
I
didn't
mean,
follow
what are
directions.
we thinking? Seriously, I mean, if we had had a terrible winter and this was coming before us right now, luckily we didn't, but I mean, seriously, this is kind of like the lifeblood of Fish Creek and North, Egg Harbor and North. So, you know, I hate to stall something like that, which is seriously responsible for keeping us safe, taking animals off the road in the summer, cutting the highway, you know, I mean, it's a million different things.
I would say if they were in a rush, they wouldn't ask us to review. They would ask for action right now. So I think that you're presuming that they're in a rush. And unless they've stated that, I think that's an assumption because we don't know that. And I think that what Denise said, if it was any other business, which as far as the plan commission is, it's another use of property. It doesn't matter that it's the government. It doesn't get any special positive or negative treatment. I believe that we should table it until we are able to make sure that they have kept their end of the previous deals, because I do have some recollection of that, Marge. Maybe we're wrong, but that's what I believe. I hear what you're saying, Mary Kay, but I just don't think it's really the case at this point.
I would like to believe that, the roof is not going to cave in the next 30 days. And if it does, then the county has waited too long to roof it.
Yep.
Denise, I'm talking about materials cost. Materials costs are up 59%, just average over last year.
Hold on, Mary Kay, you're talking about money at the plan commission. That's not something we do.
Again, I feel that the health, safety, and welfare of all of Northern Door County, with the benefit of Sister Bay having the North Highway shop, which could be located anywhere, is a true benefit to the village.
Denise,
Yes, Janelle.
possible that someone from the highway department might be on here. I'm not sure. Is someone from the highway department on that you could address that issue? He had said he was gonna come, but apparently not.
Well, that's also unfortunate that they do not have a representative to answer any questions.
Well, if it's not a hot button topic for them, I'll lay my own concerns aside and go with the majority.
Somebody care to make a motion to table?
I so move.
I'll second.
Motion by Gretzmacher, second by Bell. Any further discussion? All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item number 7, discussion regarding the zoning permit application that was submitted by representatives of Bayland Buildings on behalf of Nick and Anna Nister, the owners of Sub Express Sister Bay Mobile, which is located at 2579 South Bay Shore Drive, as they would like to construct an addition and add a handicapped accessible restroom to their business.
Yes, so this is going to be a 1,293 square foot addition to the mobile gas station. This will be a clothing retail store as well as a gift shop. We did do a parking calculation. I will share that in a second. But I just wanted to share some specs. The building addition will match the existing. And I believe if Bayland is on, they may let me know if they are repainting the original building or cleaning up the siding as well. I'm not sure about that, but it will match the existing building. For the parking, I'm going to share that now. I just put some notes here to explain this. So the existing retail space is currently 672 square feet. There are 8 chairs in there. The addition space, which is a clothing and a gift shop, is about 1,193 square feet. That is not counting the storage in the bathroom. The employees at a peak shift will be 4. And the retail code states that it's 1 space per 150 square feet, plus 1 space for each employee at the peak time. And the existing building has about 5 spaces, or needs about 5 spaces plus 4 for employees at the peak shift, which is 9. So the addition is going to require 9 spaces. And the total required spaces, including the existing, is 18, and the plan indicates 18 spaces in the front and in the rear of the property. Does anyone have any questions?
Are the Nisters with us?
Hello, yes, we are here.
Okay. Okay. I have a couple of questions. Over the past, I don't know, several months, I should say, I have received complaints about your business that you do not enforce the statewide mask mandate. And I was wondering if you could tell me why.
We got threatened over the summer a lot of times with lawsuits. Somebody's mask right off the face and somebody tripped. We offered to call an ambulance. We got threatened with a lawsuit. Somebody else almost fainted in a restaurant. Also, we got threatened with a lawsuit. So we decided we cannot afford a lawsuit right now. And we told a lot of the people coming into the doors, they're saying it's illegal. We should not be enforcing this. It's a mandate. It's a local mandate, and people should be responsible, you know, to wear a mask. I'm sorry, my baby's crying. Shh. And we're trying our best to, you know, to make everybody happy. It's just.
Denise, how is masking becoming a zoning issue under this agenda item?
Well, first of all, because I had received many complaints about it, I told people to call public health if they wanted to have public health come and do an inspection, file a formal complaint, or simply not go to the business if they felt uncomfortable. And the reason that it's coming up is 2 reasons. It is not just the plan commission's, but also the village board's responsibility, just what you talked about before, the health, safety, and wellness of a community. And I wanted to ask the question, and I wanted to ask why.
I agree, and this is your first chance to ask that. I think it's truly a matter for the trustees to enforce. I don't believe it belongs on this agenda item for an addition.
I'm just asking the question, Mary Kay. And I wanted to hear the answer. And then the second part of it is if they were not abiding by a statewide mandate that is still in effect, what assurances can they give me that they will follow the guidelines of the approval and any things that we require with that approval from the village?
In terms of the addition,
Yes, I mean, I
Again,
believe that they go
zoning
hand
code
in
is very
hand.
different from the mask mandate.
Pardon? I didn't hear what you said, Mary Kay.
I just feel that the zoning code is very different from a mask mandate. I'm trying to go with the information that I have in front of me. So this is kind of a sidetrack. I would believe that, you know, I really, again, if this was known and it was known as long ago as last summer, I feel it should have been brought up last summer by.
Mary Kay, you got cut off there.
I know, I apologize. If this was known last summer, I feel it should have been brought up last summer by the trustees that there was an issue.
Okay, just asking the question.
And I respect that, Denise.
So the other questions that I have
shh, Mama.
is, let me scroll down to the plans. Is that, yes, you do have enough parking spaces for the addition, but 9 of them are in the back. And certainly a lot of people may not know that there is parking back there. So I would suggest on the side, if there is room, and I don't know if there is, to add spaces on the side of the proposed addition. Either that or have, and let the Plan Commission decide what the consensus is here, or have a sign that says that there's additional parking in the back.
Okay, we can work with that.
And once again, I think we would ask that the striping be done.
Okay. I'm making notes, I'm sorry.
So will you be painting the
entire
Suffolk
building,
Express
yes.
portion?
Yes, everything is gonna get painted fresh.
Okay, okay.
It's gonna look like one whole building. It's not gonna look chopped off.
Anybody else have any questions?
I have nothing.
Nope.
Been answered.
Janelle, do you have a motion to read?
That the Plan Commission grants approval for Nick and Anna Nister to see that the 1,293 square foot addition for the building that houses Sub Express Sister Bay Mobile, which is located at 2579 South Bay Shore Drive and is depicted on the plans that were included in the meeting packets, is constructed on the condition that signage shall be erected, which states that their parking is available in the back of the building, and also that the parking lot shall be striped as soon as possible.
Somebody care to make that motion?
So moved.
Motion by
second that.
Schmitz, second,
Baker,
second by Baker. Any further discussion?
I do not like the term as soon as possible. There's no real meaning to that. So I think we should put a date on it. I realized I didn't catch it till after the motion was made, but as soon as possible is very vague.
Mama.
How about, because it's all existing parking, just like, with Cullen area, we give them 60 days.
Yeah, yeah, just to actually have some clarifying direction.
Yep, we can follow up with that as staff.
So it's May 23rd then?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Sounds good.
Anything else? All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion carried. Item number 8, discussion regarding a request from Thomas Nesbitt that the Plan Commission allow the construction of a storage building for the Piggly Wiggly on the property that is located at 10576 Country Walk Drive.
So I believe this was discussed when Piggly Wiggly did their renovations to their grocery store, that they would at some point be adding a storage building. This is that time. We did get plans for a 2,400 square foot storage building. This building is on a standalone southwestern parcel. There's an existing parking lot currently on the property. This will be a building with vinyl sidings. It's a darker gray, and then it goes lighter on the top with a white roof and a red peak. All 2,400 square feet of the building will be storage of the sales inventory, and there will be a garage door on the front side facing the Piggly Wiggly building between their loading and unloading dock. This building does currently meet all the setback requirements, and it does not need any additional parking. However, the garage door will have a concrete pad connecting to the existing parking lot, which is pretty small, but it will be removing 2 of the existing spaces from the lot. It should be noted that those 2 spaces are vacant, and when they are used, they're used for loading, unloading, or vendors dropping off supplies.
Jay, I have a couple of questions for you if you want to unmute yourself, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Is there a reason that the building is so tall?
You know, I don't know if Tom Nesbitt is on here, but I know he's been taking care of this whole situation with this building and that. So I don't know, Bo, is Tom Nesbitt in on this meeting? Do you know?
I do not see him on the meeting.
He had
Okay.
said he was going to send someone from the construction company. Is anyone on?
Yeah, this is Ethan Fett with Blue Sky Contractors.
Okay.
Hi, Ethan. You know, is it 24 feet tall because they plan on, stacking pallets of product that high?
No, I don't, that might be a misprint. I believe we had 14-foot sidewalls to allow for some food racking to get more storage in that small footprint. So I don't know where the 24 feet came from, but
Did I
I know
read
there's
something wrong?
I can answer
No,
that.
it's on the application.
Yep, on the application, the roof peak is 24 feet and 4 inches, but if you look at the plans,
Oh, got it.
it shows that peak, and that's probably about 6 feet higher than the
Okay,
peak.
so it's a 16-foot wall. I'm sorry, I missed that. Okay. No issues there then. And then my other question would be is that there is proposed landscaping on 2 sides of the building, and I certainly would request that it be done on 3 sides and even on the front of the building, possibly where there is some green area beyond the apron.
just looking at that area, sorry, this is Ethan again. The area is pretty tight between the 2 buildings, the back of the existing store and the front of this new space. It's almost the edge of the blacktop now. So you can see that area is normally just a cluster of delivery vehicles and trash containers and all different kinds of things, but I'm not sure the landscaping would be facing anything other than the employee, smoke break area or unloading area. The
Well,
two
on
sides,
page 122 of the plan, it shows green space outside of the apron, before, there's other parking spaces. And certainly on the bottom portion, I don't know what that must be, that's probably the east side. There's no landscaping there at all either.
I think Denise has precedent simply because Stabor did such a good job with their boxwoods. That's an easy fix for something like this to break it up. Denise, when you say green space, what are you thinking?
Well, on page 122, I'm just saying where all the, the white background with the green dots, I'm presuming that's all, just green space. So just follow where you have the proposed landscaping on two sides of the building, put it on the third side and try to, do something in between the current parking lot and the apron for the new building. That's all I'm asking.
I think that's very doable. We pulled that plan together pretty quickly, finding out late in the game it would be required for this meeting. So we could certainly address that small area.
Denise, we have the store around there looking nice and that's one of the biggest things that I know Tom and Dan Nesbitt, they believe in that, and we're going to keep it as classy and as nice as we can possibly can.
I mean, it's a good design for a storage building. It is. It's
Yes,
certainly
I
not
agree.
unattractive.
Absolutely.
This is where the storage container is currently.
Yes.
How has that storage container been there as long as it has? We've had other people that have applied to do that same thing and we've denied them. I mean, I understand the last year it kind of has been not a big concern, but before that, I know it had been there for quite some time. And will that storage container be gone when this building's constructed?
That is why we're building this, to get rid of that.
Okay, and Bo, I guess that question is how was it permitted there for so long? Because I don't believe that's not permitted in that by zoning, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. It certainly has been in there for some time. Let me put it to you this way. Is this one of the sole grocers up here and they needed storage? Were we going to remove that and impact their use of getting product out to people?
Yes.
I guess if it was not the COVID in the last year, yeah, I think that this should have been dealt with, because there's lawsuits with other organizations that want to do the same thing. And I don't think that is very intelligent for the village to do or consistent. But I guess I'm glad to see that storage container is going to go away.
Right, because I do have a vague recollection that they talked about it once and the Plan Commission said absolutely not. I was unaware, apparently I haven't been back around the building to see it. I did not know it was there, and if I did, I certainly would have brought it up to Plan Commission.
I think I brought it up to you, Bo, last year, right before COVID. And honestly, it's an inappropriate time to try and worry about a container when you have something that's so vital to the community. But I still really don't like that storage container. And I don't like that it had been there for that long, because at that point, it had already been there a year.
Yeah.
But this is a step forward, so we should be happy about that.
Going away.
Jay, when, if you get approval tonight, what is the plan? When will the construction start?
I believe that the plan is going to be that it will be done by Memorial Day weekend, or
Okay.
that week. That's what I'm figuring. It's going to get done.
Okay, so basically you're starting immediately.
Yes,
Okay.
And when does the container go?
as soon as we can get rid of it. I mean, I got it. Well, there's a lot of stuff inside that container that we got to go through and all that. I mean, you got to give me a little time to get that out of there.
Sure, I guess I'm saying, are you waiting until the building's completed? Is that what you're saying?
I would like to, because we would put a lot of that stuff into there. So, and
I guess-
a lot of the stuff that's in there is, you know, gloves that our deli people and that wear, because we had to buy so much in at the time, because, you know, with the COVID going on, we did not have the availability of gloves and that all the time. So we bought in a lot of gloves, and it's just a lot of the containers and all that, because right now it's very hard to get containers. So we have to, when we can get them, we have to buy mass quantities of them. That's why, you know, we want to get this building up and done so we can have plenty of room to be able to do that.
I guess I think we should have a clear time when that's going to be gone, say May 23rd, 60 days roughly from now. Either way, that container it's not permitted there. And Jay, you guys have done so much through the last year. And I understand that you had to have that you need it for those gloves now, but before COVID happened, there was still the need for the storage, and there was still we'll put a container there and we'll wait until something bad happens. That's how, at least I perceive how it is gone. So
Ask
I would
for
propose that we-
forgiveness and not permission.
yes,
Well, we had a lot of that for a long time.
It's ongoing. Considering COVID delays, Jay, do you feel that by July 3rd, just because everything that I've seen and heard about is being delayed right now, and I realize that your corporation is a force to be reckoned with, but if Nate wants a deadline, I hate to put it in May because I'm just seeing too many things right now get backed up. Do you think end of June, early July is feasible?
I would prefer to have that if we could, please, because, you know, like I said, and like Mary Kay just said, you know, you just never know with all the delays and that. You know, we're putting in new freezers now in our store, and I mean, they were delayed a little bit, so this should have been done at the beginning of March, but now we're finally getting it done. So yeah, you know, I have a strong feeling, you know, that it would be nice if we could get until the end of June, and then we can go from there.
so to be clear, you're asking to continue to have a non-permitted use in there for a further 90 to 120 days. I mean, just to frame it for the Plan Commission, that's what the ask is that asking forgiveness, not permission, is okay. I think I would really like to see that be 60 days out. I understand that it's going to be a very big
You gotta
challenge.
get a building up to put things in first.
Yeah, I'm only comfortable with June 1st.
Okay,
I don't think it's enough time. And based on the fact that this is our true grocery store in Northern Door County, north of Egg Harbor, other than, you know, a few sporadic businesses, I guess if I hadn't been a party to so many after the facts with every other business in Sister Bay, especially downtown Sister Bay, I mean, I just pulled up a random by accident, and I was looking at something from Husby's from 2017, which was an after the fact, Boathouse after the fact. We talk about health, safety, and welfare, food, you know, healthcare products, et cetera, et cetera. I realize, Nate, I understand your strong feelings. I don't see why they can't have until the end of June.
Would it make more sense to impose the condition that as soon as an occupancy permit has been issued, they have to remove it? Because that way, if there's some delays, Brett would keep on it and would let us know when an occupancy permit is issued.
what if we do that, or June 15th, and kind of split the difference there? So we still have that, so if that's occupied, that storage container's gone. If not, another thing, I guess I hear what you're saying, Mary Kay, and I guess it's that same frustration that you have that I've got about this. Because we keep saying it's okay, eventually we have to say, no, we're really serious. We're not going to cave, but I appreciate what you're saying. And I think it's coming from the same direction. It's certainly a different reaction to it, but I don't think that our thought processes are totally different on that.
Well,
And Nate, do we
you get
really,
an occupancy permit and then Brett issues it, and then they have to get their labor force to transfer everything. So I don't think it's practical to say that simultaneously with the issuance of an occupancy permit that it's going to happen overnight. Maybe a calendar week, maybe 10 days. I don't know, because I honestly, when Jay says a cajillion gloves, I don't know what that looks like. I have not been inside, so I don't know what is being stored there. And I don't know if they have to barcode everything for inventory. You know, I don't know if it's like Amazon. I don't know, what the process is.
I have
wanna-
a
I
question.
just-
More well-oiled than Amazon with Jay there.
I just want to say something too, is we want that out of there as bad as everybody else. So I mean, as soon as we get a building built and kind of get our ducks in a row a little bit, that baby's going to be gone, because we want it gone just as bad as everybody else does.
This is a storage building. Does the building inspector really give an occupancy permit for a storage building?
Yeah, because it's a
Okay,
commercial property.
okay.
And
Safety.
typically, Brett doesn't just give an occupancy permit when a building is done. He doesn't issue that permit until it's okay for them to start utilizing the building. So Jay probably wouldn't call and say, I'm ready for a final inspection, until they're ready to start using the building and everything is cleaned out of the storage container and ready to go.
Somebody care to make a motion?
Before we do a motion, I would like to just ask, this is a beautiful building, but it looks like a barn. And it's going to sit right next to their beautiful new building, which is a nice masonry structure. And on the other side, there's a masonry structure. And even though this is storage, because of the way the road is, it's really accessible. And I know there's going to be some landscaping, but I guess, is there some way to make it not look like a barn behind the grocery store? And I
Well,
know you
those of
haven't
us
done
that
it.
have been here for a really long time love the barn look.
Okay.
I would say that their goal is to not make it look like a storage unit, though. So the aesthetics of the barn are kind of, that's the tactic behind it, to make it look pleasing.
And like Denise said, I like the barn look too, so I'm sorry.
We're old timers, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
I guess what I'm seeing here too is there's an attempt to break up this big building through some features on there. I certainly noticed that. And sometimes you can't make a big building look different than a big building. You can only do so much. I think if you could have some sort of facade that looked like masonry, that would look nice, but I think that there's a reasonable attempt to make it fit in there.
Oh, I agree that, by varying the various sidings, they've done that job, so it's not a big old flat wall. I get it. I guess, I think a barn a mile further away looks good. A barn behind the big is fine, but I get it.
Well, there are pigs in that barn.
I know. And that's, maybe I should put my head there. Okay.
Now, Marge, you like the cupola here. I remember a couple some debate between you and I about another building with a cupola.
With a cupola, yes, yes, I do.
We still need a motion, by the way.
Do you want to hear a proposed motion?
Sure, Janelle, we'll see if somebody will like it. Yeah.
If it's not what you want, we'll change it. That the Plan Commission approves Thomas Nesbitt's request for permission to allow the construction of the storage building for the Piggly Wiggly that is depicted on the plans and architectural renderings that were included in the packets for this meeting, on the condition that the landscaping plan shall be revised in such fashion that there is landscaping on 3 sides of the new building and the area that is between the current parking lot and the apron for the new building. Further, the storage container that is being utilized on the property must be removed as soon as an occupancy permit has been issued for the new building, and a formal document that is entitled Amendment to the Development Agreement for the Piggly Wiggly project must also be approved by the Plan Commission. To that end, Bernhoft shall see that the amendment is drafted and included in the packets for the next meeting of the commission.
I'll make that motion with a couple minor modifications. I think that it should be 7 days after the occupancy permit is in there. And I'm going to go soft after hearing Mary Kay and say that that should be completed by June 30th. The storage container should go either way by June 30th. Occupancy permit or not.
Or no later than June 30th? Is that
Yes.
right? Okay.
Is there more, Nate? Otherwise, I'll second.
That's it.
Okay, motion by Bell,
Second.
second by Shumway. Any further discussion? All those in favor respond with an aye.
I,
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Get her done, Jay.
Thank you very much, everybody. We'll make it look beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Niece, you were the only person opposed, is that right?
No, I voted for.
That was the,
Was anybody opposed?
No,
No.
Okay,
no.
misunderstood. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Sure. Item number 9, discussion regarding Lance Crane's request for architectural review, as he would like to renovate the boathouse, which building is located on the property that is commonly referred to as Fred and Fuzzy's and has been assigned an address of 10611 Little Sister Road.
yes, this is another architectural review for a business property. This boathouse is an existing building, so this is a renovation. The renovation is depicted in the following pages after the building permit. The current starts on page 126, shows a 2-story building with a deck on it. And the renovation will be removing that 2nd story and removing the deck. They will be using the 2nd story as the deck, and it will be a grass roof with LP siding. Those are windows depicted on the plans as well. They have gone, I know a plan commissioner did ask a question about the DNR permit. I did follow up and I did have a conversation with a member and representative of the DNR. The permit is pending because it is not in their jurisdiction. It is part of the municipality's jurisdiction to give first approval. Once we give the approval, they will approve the permit. So as far as everything that goes on their end, it's been reviewed. They have no issues. They're waiting for the municipality to approve this permit.
So how do we know that this will not be utilized as housing? What guarantee do we have of that?
I think it's.
Hi, everybody. This is Jordan Weed with Berg Homes. I'm project manager for the project. This is not for living use. It's primarily for storage and just convenience with the bathroom down by the water. There's no sleeping quarters or anything like that in there.
Well, there could be sleeping quarters on the first floor. Just because they're not drawn doesn't mean that it can't be sleeping quarters.
We would just need something on the record stating that it would not be used for living quarters.
Sure, that's fine.
I mean, because basically you have a kitchen, you have a bathroom.
Yeah.
All you need
Yeah, I
to
think
throw is a pull-out couch in there and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's primarily for water storage, but I mean, I'd be fine putting that as a, notated on there that it's not for it's not a living space. I mean,
So
Thank you,
what
Dave.
would,
is it with, yeah, go ahead.
what
No, I-
would be the appropriate verbiage, if somebody can help me here? If there's a motion to approve this, how would we notate that it's not used for sleeping? What would be the appropriate words?
I would just say it would be approved with the understanding that this is not to be used as a living quarters.
Not to be used as living quarters. And if it ever was, or we found something out, what
Yeah,
what teeth does the plan commission have?
We can use zoning violations and start writing citations.
I think that's fair, guys. I'm not opposed to that at all. I think that's it's documented that way. And I agree with that.
What about to expand upon Bo's thought process? Overnight stays are prohibited.
yes. I'll agree
Yeah, I
with,
think that's makes sense.
Did anybody have any other questions on the plan itself?
Nope.
Are the Cranes not with us tonight?
I
This
don't,
is Jordan with Berg Homes.
I do not see Lance's name on here, but I do believe last time we spoke, he was going to attend.
When they first came to us about this property, what did they say then about the boathouse, Bo? I can't remember.
They weren't going to touch it.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought there was something about it was just going to be left alone. So this is a complete change.
well, I wouldn't see it as, from my interpretation, being left alone. I don't think they were going to demo it, remove it. I think that's what they meant by that when they were talking about other options for the property.
Okay,
it was
We had
my understanding that they were going to dress it up a bit, but that it wasn't going to be demolished or rebuilt.
Yeah, that was the question, I believe, was, are they going to remove the boathouse? And they said no.
Yeah, the plan was to keep it, and we had a architect engineer do a structural analysis on it and its support issues. There's very minimal, things are overspanned inside. The foundation is there, kind of built onto that pier. The goal is to reconstruct the on the existing footprint. Basically, it's structurally, it's not sound. It's overspanned, it's racking in the wind and things like that. So it was a determination made by an independent architect engineer that looked at it for us.
And I understand that you as the builder and as a representative for any questions that we may have had about the plans.
Sure.
But you're not the owner, and I think we should be telling the owner, and that he is aware that if we approve this, that it's not to be used for living quarters and overnight stays are prohibited. Is there a way that we can table this, down a few agenda items, and somebody can get in touch with Mr. Crane and have him chime in?
I just texted him, by the way, and just asked if he'd be able to jump on.
Yeah, I
Hey,
did the
hey
same-
guys,
I did
this
the
is
same
Lance
thing.
Crane.
Oh, Lance is here.
This is, yeah, I'm on just by cell phone, so I can't see anybody. I'm happy to take any questions.
So we were having the conversation with your builder, basically stating that our concern over this being utilized as living quarters.
Yep, absolutely not. And I'm happy to, to sign anything or to agree to any language that says that we will not be using. That's not the intent at all.
So we can add that language to the zoning permit under the administrator's notes. When we issue the zoning permit, I can put any of those restrictions in there.
Okay, and then that would be signed by the village and by the Cranes.
Correct. They receive a copy and we keep a copy for ourselves.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
Yep, that's fine.
Sounds good.
yes, as long as there's something in writing and yes. Much more comfortable than that. So the wording that we're talking about is not to be used as living quarters and overnight stays are prohibited. Janelle, did you write that motion already?
Yeah. That the Plan Commission approves of the proposed renovations to the boathouse, which building is located on the property that is commonly referred to as Fred and Fuzzy's and has been assigned an address of 10611 Little Sister Road, that are depicted on the plans and architectural renderings that were included in the digital packets for this meeting, on the condition that overnight stays are strictly prohibited in that building, and further, no one is allowed to live there. Is that what you want to say, or how do you want to word that?
It's not to be, the space is not to be used as living quarters.
Okay.
Or overnight stays.
Yep, I've got that.
Okay.
So I've got that overnight stays are strictly prohibited in that building and the space is not utilized as living quarters.
All we need to say is there's no overnight stays, because if you can't stay overnight, then that kind of takes care of it.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
The less words, the better.
Okay.
and then to expand, to add to that, then that notation will be added to the zoning permit,
Correct.
correct?
Yep.
Okay. Somebody care to make that motion?
I'll make the motion, Denise.
Motion by Baker. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Jordan with Berg here. I do have one, Jordan with Berg again, sorry. I do have one request too. We were in with the design on what we have proposed for the exterior siding. We are, looking at another option, I guess, is a metal siding, which I understand is, not allowed, but I am asking for some consideration on that as an option here as we look at it, just with the durability and location of where this is. We currently have a hardy fiber cement product drawn on the plans, but would like to entertain a metal siding option.
Well, that
just for
cannot be done at this meeting. You presented the hardy board. That is what your plan as presented is what's being approved. There's a motion and a second by Schmitz. If you want to come back with an unapproved material at next month's meeting, you may do so.
No,
But we
we're fine.
cannot
I'll let it go.
entertain that option now.
No, that's not a problem. Don't worry about it. Let it go.
Okay. Any other discussion from the Plan Commission?
I'm good.
All those in favor respond with an aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Item number 10, discussion regarding the renovations Gary Wiesa would like to make to units 3 and 4 on the property that has been assigned an address of 10678 North Bay Shore Drive and the parcel number of 1810005312843B1, as he would like to convert those units from office space to a hotel motel condominium, and review of a revised parking plan as well as a related site plan, elevation drawings, building plans, and lighting spec sheets. Bo?
Yes, so this is coming in from the last meeting. I want to jump in from the previous discussion. For those of you that are new on the Plan Commission, this property owner is looking to add a 5-unit hotel motel condominium to the property. This was presented back in October of 2020. The last discussion, we talked about parking and how we needed to address that parking at this meeting. I'm going to share my screen with the most recent updated set of plans for this discussion. Can everyone see this? Someone just give me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay, so if you can see this, this has been a last minute discussion that I've had with the developer on changes that we needed to make. And first I wanted to address the parking. There are 3 garage stalls in here, so there are 3 spaces accounted for inside the building. And if I zoom in here, you can see the count of 16 spaces. On the previous reviewed set of plans, there was only 15 depicted. So I asked the developer to go back and make sure that there was a total of 16 spaces on the exterior. That developer did get this back to me at 11:30 today. It shows a 18-foot parking space here in front of the garage. And this does not meet the 9x20, but I think that could be addressed. And then the other discussion that I had was the apron of the parking stalls. With a 9x20 space, which is what the village requires, there's only an 18-foot, about 11-inch gap, which is the aisle between the spaces and the backing up area. And if you look, the requirements in the zoning code show a 22-foot space for aisles when it's a 90-degree parking stall at a 9x20 size. So that is another thing that needs to be addressed. Then the third thing that I see, and you may have to move the location of which people are on Zoom, but the dumpsters are right along the edge of the property line. I did go out there and confirm that is where they are right now as of this moment, but that would need to change on these plans. And then the last thing, and I did talk to the developer about this some time ago, that was not updated in the plans. They're depicting a 5-foot side setback from the property line. According to the B3 district, that does need to be 6 feet.
The other question also that I had, Bo, if you want to go to the 3 parking spaces by the dumpster. There's no calculation here also to know if there's a 22-foot aisle for those 3 parking spaces. So there may be, there may not be, but the plan simply does not depict it. And then I'm still a minor detail, still looking for a calculation on the green space. Now, can you scroll to the property line at the bottom and blow that up a little bit? The aisle that they are currently measuring, the 18 feet, 10 inch and 7/8 is going all the way to the property line. That cannot be. It has to be on the paved section. So I'm presuming that if that building setback is 6 feet, that green area might be 2 feet, which shrinks that aisle down to 16-foot 11. I do have, is everything going to be repaved, or is the existing pavement going to be saved?
I'm not seeing.
Who's here to answer that?
I'm looking for, I don't know if Gary's on or, yeah, Steve, if any of you can unmute yourself to answer these questions.
Bo, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, so I can address some of these. That area down on the south property line, that will all be paved right to the property line. The designer just showed the existing green space there. And Denise, to answer your question on the bottom of this, it does have the green space calculation on this page. We're at 85% impervious surface and 15% green space. I believe 10% was the number we had to meet.
Okay, well, okay, so new pavement. I'm sorry to tell
Yeah.
you this, Gary, but you cannot pave to the property line. You're not supposed to pave within a 5-foot setback or the 6-foot setback.
So the current paving on the west side of the property is to the property line, and that's actually technically an easement there.
Right, what's been there for a long time, how that was done, when it was done, when there were code changes or whatever, I don't know. That parking lot's been there for a long time. These buildings have been there for quite some time. But if the code has changed and you're doing something new,
It's a change of use.
the plan commission cannot allow you to do something that was there before that is now not code compliant. And with that amount of asphalt, you need, because it's one of the reasons why that's in the code is because you cannot have all of your water up
Running
to the property line, then possibly affecting the neighbor. That's one of the reasons why it's in there.
So the pavement to the property line coming into the development, and then the pavement to the property line on the east side of the development, we were just trying to fill that in to give us a little bit more parking space. There's room to do it. It's only about 2 feet.
But we can't.
So you're saying that there'd have to be a 5-foot setback from the property line?
But I think it
Or the
has to be
pavement?
6 feet. I think I confused the 5 foot with the driveway has to be 5 feet off the property line. So it's 6 feet.
Okay, well, this is the first that we heard of this.
It's all in the zoning code and it's under change of use too.
If I didn't know, it wouldn't, if all the asphalt was going to stay there, that's one thing. But if you plan on repaving, the plan commission cannot give you permission to violate the code and to go back into the setback area.
Okay, well, then I guess we would just ask then that the current paving remain where it is. We wouldn't pave to the property line, and, we could still use the existing parking lot for ingress and egress in and out.
The problem being that the use itself is not a grandfathered use. So if something happened to the parking lot, I think Bo can explain it better. I'm kind of muddling the words.
I think what you're trying to say, Mary Kay, is at some point in time, the parking is going to have to be repaved.
Exactly.
And whatever time that is, if that's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, now the Plan Commission has allowed a project in that kept the current parking lot, but whenever it is done, it is going to severely impact the size of the parking spaces, the aisle, and then it becomes even more non-compliant. correct?
That is what I'm trying to state, but even with the modifications, you and Bo are both stating that they don't meet the existing regulations for parking. So you've got multiple problems all over the place.
Right, they're one parking space short now. There's not the 22-foot aisle. The dumpster is in the setback, and they're still showing a 5-foot setback yard abutting Al Johnson's, which has to be 6 feet.
Yeah, the 5 foot, that's a mistake on the plan. It is, the building was designed with a 6-foot setback. They must have not changed the 5 foot, that number over there on the upper left-hand corner.
I did have a conversation with the developer about that 5-foot setback, and I did see an earlier set of plans with 6-foot revised on that. But when he came back with the new parking plan, it looks like it went back to the 5-foot setback.
Okay.
Yeah. There was the original designer that we had left Bayland, and we had to work with a different designer, and he must have brought up an old plan with that 5-foot setback on there. But the building was, this plan was designed with a 6-foot setback. That 5 foot is incorrect.
But the
What was
overhang,
the question?
right,
I'm sorry, go
the
ahead.
overhang, Bo, cannot be in that setback also, which it is.
The overhang cannot be in that setback without, in the B3 district, they would need to get approval from the neighboring properties to cross that setback minimum.
Right, and that overhang was 6 feet from the property line. So that should not be an issue. I guess I have a question on the concern on the dumpster area. What was that concern there, that it didn't meet?
That it's in the side, it's in the setback. It cannot be in the setback.
So that has to be in your building footprint. If you can see on your, on those building setbacks, the dumpster has to be located within that building setback.
Bo,
Are
can
we
you move?
talking about, are we talking about the right side of the dumpster? Because that dumpster can be slid to the left.
Sorry, I heard someone ask a question before as well. Can I?
Yeah, sorry, Bo, can you just slide the picture over so we can see the,
yeah,
we can't see the dumpster area. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah, I mean, so Denise, when you say dumpster, what do you mean? Specifically, what does the code say?
Let me
That
look
it
it up.
can't be outside of the setbacks, and right now, everything is showing outside of the setbacks. So I think that different plans have to be brought back that literally show exact measurements and everything within the setbacks.
Right,
I know,
because
is it-
even the parking
is it the
spaces 14, 15, and 16 are.
Oh,
within the
yeah, I
setback.
agree. That needs to be on there. No, I just mean, really what that should be reflecting is the pad that the dumpsters go on. So what I'm wondering is it just specifically, what is it? Is it the pad? Is it the dumpsters? Is it the enclosure for the dumpsters? I don't think that the village actually has any code for an enclosure for dumpsters, but
We do.
Oh, yes, we do.
oh, it's just grandfathered for everyone. Must be. And if you just want to let them know too later, I don't mean to hold the meeting up. It's just the specifics of it.
And also parking spots 14, 15, and 16 are, the 20-foot depth. It's just not depicted on the plan there. But those lines, if you measured them, are the same length as all the other parking spots.
Yeah, you're right, but you also have it in the setback. They can't be in the setback.
It's existing pavement.
Yeah, that part of the parking lot does go right up to that point.
Shouldn't
You
it?
are changing the use. What you have there right now, if it changes, will have to comply with the zoning ordinance, including the setbacks.
Okay, I guess we're just going off of what Johnson's did right next door, because that's not within the setback. Their pavement isn't. It's exactly what it was before. So I'll get those plans and look at them.
I would have to go back and ask Bo and look at the minutes, but I think you went from commercial use to commercial use. Here you're going from office and commercial use to transient lodging, and that's a change.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, why was Quinn's property commercial use for transient?
I wasn't there for that.
Well, it was just brought up in the meeting 2 weeks ago, the special meeting.
I would have to refer to someone who was there to answer that.
I think I'm just looking for revised plans to go through and approve this, where everything is within the setbacks and you can see it's 6 feet, not 5 feet, and that the parking stalls are the correct length. It seems simple enough.
Would you like to make a motion to table it until next month with new plans addressing what was brought up tonight?
I don't see any alternative. I'll make a motion to table.
I'll
Motion
second
by Shumway. Was that Gretzmacher?
was.
Second by Gretzmacher. All those in favor respond with an aye.
Be a little
Aye.
discussion.
For the
There'll be some discussion
minutes,
so we can actually get a list in this table.
can you give me a list of what you want? Because I'll include that in the motion.
Well, everything needs to be within the setbacks.
Yeah, we talked about the dumpster.
Hold on a second, to be within the setbacks delineated in the zoning code?
Yes.
Okay. Then what?
The aisles, the aisle has to be 22 feet.
Parking lot aisle must be 22 feet
Yes.
wide. Okay. The dumpster, what
Well,
about the
that
dumpster?
would be addressed in that everything needs to be in the setback.
That was the building side setback and the dumpster enclosure for setbacks.
Okay, so it's what is it? I'm sorry, though, the building side
Yep,
setbacks?
and the dumpster enclosure.
So
Okay.
can you help us find exactly where it is in the zoning code, just so we can
Yeah.
read it?
Yeah, Britt, I can give you a call tomorrow. We can go through the code.
Okay, so the building side yard setbacks and the dumpster enclosure setbacks,
Yes.
is that right?
And then parking.
Okay. Must be within the setbacks that are delineated in the
Or the
zoning code.
dumpster, just so we know what it is, or if it's all of it, doesn't matter. But can
Yeah, we can clarify that. And then parking,
The-
correct parking,
The parking lot aisle has to be 22 feet wide, then what?
parking,
What about
correct
parking?
parking count has to be depicted on the site map.
Correct parking count must be depicted.
So
Site
let
plan.
me ask, we've got the 19 spots on there, and I understand we need 20. So I believe Brett had sent in a request to reduce his count by 1 spot. And if that was for some reason not approved, I had the optional spot over on the far right-hand side that we could probably put a compact car in there. We wanted to have enough radius there to the side lot, so I prefer not to use that. Is that going to be allowed to reduce the parking from 20 to 19 with him reducing his seating capacity?
I don't have an answer to that yet, because I guess, Gary, we haven't talked specifically about it. I guess we'll talk about it. I guess I would still draw the optional on the plan, because I think when I was referencing the 2018, when Britt came in for a change of use, and that we had determined the parking spaces for all 4 of the buildings, it didn't include any employees, and it didn't also include a person living upstairs in the front building. So that's just a conversation that the Plan Commission is going to have. So I would suggest that you put in that optional one, and then also measure the parking spaces closest to the dumpster, those 3 there, and do a measurement there to see if there's a 22-foot aisle.
And can you clarify that, Denise, about because we went off of exactly like employee count, square footage, the living residents in building 1 back in 2018. All of that was done
Okay.
with Z. So I mean, just to clarify, like that's kind of surprising to hear from you.
Okay.
That's
Well,
not the
I would
case.
have to get square. I think I looked through the minutes, and there, all
Would
it
it be
was a
best?
determination. There was, in the minutes, there was nothing about square footage. So that is information that that if you share that with Bo on buildings 1 and 2, what the square footage is of the gross retail. So that doesn't include any bathrooms that are in there or any space behind your counter. So if you can get that square footage, then Bo can share that with me and do the calculation, and I'll
Okay.
redo the calculation.
So I will have Bo come with me. I've asked repeatedly Janelle and Bo for all of this documentation from 2018 so we can compare it. But yeah, I will definitely have him come do the square footage count with me.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't have to be there. You can just give it to him, and I believe that we would trust you that you're measuring it correctly.
Either way.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
I
Well,
can
we
go.
can always have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I can go.
There you go. There you go.
I'd just also like another breakdown of the green space, just to, it was stated at 15%, just has to be 10. When everything is said and done and everything is revised, just a green space recalculation, that's all.
Okay.
Okay, so now, okay, so I've got your motion that it's tabled. Then I said, Mr. Wisa shall work with Bernhoff to see that the building side yard setbacks and the dumpster enclosure setbacks comply with the provisions of the zoning code. The parking lot aisle must be 22 feet wide. The correct parking lot count must be depicted on the site plan, and a recalculation of green space shall be provided. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
We just need a motion and a second to table this.
You
I
got
thought we
it.
did already.
Did we get that already?
Yes.
And then, Rita, as far as your request for that information, I thought I had emailed you that stuff. Did you not receive it?
Sorry, no, I didn't get it.
Because I had sent you minutes. Did you want more than that?
I'll look back through. There was a bunch of documentation that because Bo had given me some of it, but not all of it. So it was the documentation that I submitted. I moved offices, obviously, the office that we're selling there, we moved from. So I cannot find it. So that was what I was looking for.
Okay, so I sent you the wrong information, then I'm sorry. If,
Oh, no worries. I still didn't see that. So it's not a big deal. I just,
We'll make sure you get it.
what's right. So
we'll see that you get it.
That's all.
The easiest way to do it would be for you to give me a call and we'll set up an appointment and we can go through that parcel file together. Because you know
100%.
what you're looking for.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I appreciate it, Janelle.
We can do that. Okay.
The next question is, when do you want that information from Gary Bo so that he's got a deadline?
I will let him know. I will send that to him.
Okay,
I don't have that at this moment.
Did we vote on the motion to table?
We did. Oh, I thought we did.
We did not. I don't think we did.
Okay. All those in favor respond with an aye.
I,
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, agenda item number 11, consider a motion to convene into executive session pursuant to Wisconsin Stats 19.85 sub 1 sub E to deliberate or negotiate the purchase of public properties, the investment of public funds, or conduct other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require closed session in Wisconsin Stats 19.85 sub 1 sub G, to confer with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved. Motion by Berto,
Second.
second by Gretzmacher. Roll call, please.
Berto,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Gretzmacher,
Yes.
Schmitz,
yes.
and Shumway.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to let everyone know who's in the meeting. We will place you in the waiting room, and if your agenda item is after, we will let everyone back into the meeting as soon as the closed session adjourns. So just wait in the waiting room and we will let you back in.
I'll make a motion that we return to open session at 8:03.
I second.
Motion by Berto, second by Gretzmacher. Roll call.
Berto,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Gretzmacher,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Shumway,
Yes.
Schmitz.
Yes.
That's everyone, right? I believe.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You're back and open.
Okay.
Okay. Item number 14. Discussion regarding the request from Rob and Julie Schaefer that the property that is located at 10884 North Bay Shore Drive, which has been grandfathered as a commercial property, be rezoned from R1 to B1 as they would like to operate a fitness studio training area at that location. And if the Plan Commission is willing to consider their request, then applicable public hearing be scheduled. Janelle, would you like to read our motion, please?
That the Plan Commission denies Rob and Julie Schaefer's request to consider rezoning the property that is located at 10884 North Bay Shore Drive from R1 to B1.
Motion by Berto. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Gretzmacher. All in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed? Carried. Item number 15, discussion regarding the zoning administrator's decision to deny the zoning permit application that was submitted by Donald and Trudy Cox, who would like to construct a home on the property that has been assigned parcel number 181260001L1, as the lot is only 15,400 square feet in size. review of a proposed certified survey map for that property, and discussion regarding the possibility of scheduling a public hearing on Mr. and Mrs. Cox's CSM. I'll make the motion. Janelle, would you like to read it?
Sure. That the Plan Commission upholds the current zoning administrator's decision to deny the zoning permit application that was submitted by Donald and Trudy Cox, who would like to construct a home on the property that has been assigned parcel number 181260001L1.
Was there a second?
I'll make the second, Denise.
Second by Baker. All those in favor respond with an aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Item number 16, discussion regarding the provisions of the draft development agreement for the Tapawat Brewing Company facility that will be constructed on parcel number 1810008312842A, which property has been assigned an address of 10440 Orchard Drive, and the action that was recently taken by the village board with respect to that issue. I'll make the motion. Janelle, would you like to read it?
Okay, that the Plan Commission approves the development agreement for the Tapawat Brewing Company facility that will be constructed on parcel number 1810008312842A, which has been assigned an address of 10440 Orchard Drive as presented.
I'll second.
Second by Bell. All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed, Shumway.
Opposed by Shumway. Motion carried. Zoning Administrator's Report. Bo?
I am trying to scroll my way through to it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, page 202.
Thank you. All the way at the end, huh? So this one's a pretty simple report. Obviously, this was a rather lengthy agenda, so there was a lot of my time spent on the current agenda items. I just wanted to take the time to just give everyone a development update. Everything's written in there. If you had any questions, feel free. I know that one Plan Commission member has asked me about a follow-up on the Maple Manor and the lighting situation, and I just wanted to let everyone know that the lights were removed from Maple Manor after that determination was made at the previous Plan Commission meeting, and I don't remember, but that was some time ago. And I know a Plan Commission member also asked me about a property that was covered in gravel some time ago on Maple, and that is also been taken care of. There's a home being built on that property now, and the developers have removed all the gravel, and it's now in a pile. They will remove it once that project is complete and landscape that whole property. I did wanted to let the Plan Commission know that I am meeting with the SBAA monthly. And one thing that I'd like to do is tap into their expertise and knowledge of the businesses. They obviously talk to the businesses the most. They get the feedback. So I think that'll be beneficial as a zoning administrator to know what's going on, any potential changes or anything that they are hearing. We can relay that to Plan Commission as well. From a permitting standpoint, we've only had one deck permit since the last meeting. We've now had 3 sign permits approved since the last meeting as well. So I just wanted to relay that information.
Any other comments,
Okay.
questions from Plan Commission?
Nope.
Okay, so before we close, Dave, what did you think?
Yeah. I've always been impressed. There's very good discussion and there's good knowledgeable discussion. There can be dissent, but I think the good thing is there's facts involved, and I like that. And the bit about the lawyers, one of the things from my prior lives, there's always lawyers out there. You make a decision on the facts and lawyers will let them make their money elsewhere.
Very well said. Oh,
Okay, all right. Well, with that being said, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 8:10. Motion by Berto,
Second.
second by Baker. All in favor?
I.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, everyone. That was a
Good night, everyone.
fun
Night,
meeting.
everybody.
See y'all on Monday.
Denise, could you stay?
Oh,
on for-
yeah.
Monday, what time?
6 to 8 Monday, our work session.
Thank you.
Denise, could you stay on for a sec?
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
You know.